Another unforgettable game between Duke and UNC. 1-point game. North Carolina down 1. Then Allen Lubin down low. He's fouled. Come on, Malawach fouls out. So Allen Lubin has a chance to go to the line to tie and take the lead. Now he missed the first, then on the second, Jalen Withers, he stepped inside the paint. They call a lane violation. So they wave off the basket, a crucial mistake for the senior. And you see the pain. Now after Duke made 2 free throws, UNC, a chance to tie. Allen Lubin, tough shot, it's off the mark. And Duke, after being up by 24 points, they hold on to win by 3. Knipple, he was loaded in the first half, 17 points. Malawach, almost a double-double. Patrick Gumba really played his behind off. And RJ Davis, yeah, he's not even on the screen. But Elliot Cadeau, he also helped up big time in the second half. But Duke outlasts North Carolina in a game that we definitely did not expect the way it started in the first half. And with that, we bring in 24/7 Sports Director of Scouting, Adam Finkelstein. And Adam, I tell you what, it wasn't the result that I expected in terms of how we got here, but I'm glad we did because that had us on the edge of our seats. Just take me through what you were thinking, seeing that sequence down the stretch.
First of all, you just can't help feel terrible for Withers, the senior, and just a crucial mental error that played a pivotal role in the decision of this game. But let's go back to the first half. This was a blowout. Duke was destroying North Carolina in every tangible way. They were the harder playing team. They were the first to the floor. They were clearly playing harder than North Carolina. And quite frankly, I thought it was embarrassing.
It was.
For Carolina for quite a while there. But give them credit. They came storming back in the second half, and we got yet another great chapter to this storied rivalry because that was a heck of a finish.
It was a heck of a finish. We will not forget it for some time. And of course, Duke was without the services of Cooper Flagg and also Malik Brown, but you know the attention is really focused on Cooper Flagg because of what he can do as a versatile player who is going to be the #1 draft pick. What did you see from Duke without Cooper Flagg that may give you a lot of confidence going forward?
Chris, I'm going to tell you the truth. In the first half, I'm watching that, and I'm watching them blow North Carolina out, and I said, Duke's going to win the national championship. This is like the greatest thing that ever happened to them because everybody's stepping up. You get Kneppel's playing great. Caleb Foster's coming back into the mix. Common Malawach is controlling the lane. Again, Malik Brown not being there, that's significant too. Everybody's just going to say, oh, it's Cooper Flagg. But Malik Brown's a heck of an interior defender. So in the first half, I thought this is a blessing in disguise. These guys are going to run to a national championship. And then in the second half, it was those concerns we saw earlier in the season. Can they close tight games? Can the freshmen deliver in these high-intensity moments? Because they haven't had a whole lot of close games here in the ACC. And although they got this win, those questions, they're going to remain after this one because they got a close win, not because they made plays down the stretch, but because North Carolina made one more mental mistake. So
this was more about UNC failing to capitalize when they had an opportunity to take the lead more than Duke able to find a way to get a job.
I wish there was a better way to say it, but that's just what happened.
It is. Yeah. It is true. But Knipple, he did hit those free throws, right?
He did.
The freshman. He looked great before we were talking about it. He was smiling with the ref. So he was locked in. UNC unable to get the job done. Now, when you look at them not being able to get the job done, right, now their tournament hopes, they rest in the fate of the committee. Because if they won against Duke, I think the committee would put them in, right? But now, what are you expecting from Selection Sunday for whether the Tar Heels will be in the big dance?
I'm going to go back to what I said. I feel terrible for Jalen Withers. And it's magnified that much more because of the importance of this game. I don't know. And I'll tell you what, they're going to be watching every result super carefully because they cannot afford for any bids to be stolen. They can't afford anybody to steal one here in the next 48 hours. This has got to be straight flush for them to have a chance. You get a look at their resume there. Listen, obviously it's all about the quad one record, right? They played a terrific strength of schedule, but their best net win is against UCLA. They don't really have any bad losses. Stanford's a pretty good team, but they just haven't won any big games. So it's going to be a long 48 hours here until we get to Selection Sunday.
Yeah, if you thought the UNC fans and the faithful were sweating in this game, they're going to be sweating a whole lot more on Selection Sunday. Now, you know who's not sweating? St. John's and Rick Pitino, because in the Big East semifinals, St. John's was down 24-9 in the first half, but then they responded with a huge punch of their own and some more. Zuby Ejiofor had a career night for the Red Storm, and they go on to win 79-63 against Marquette. A career high 33 points for Ejiofor, almost a double-double. Cam Jones played really well in that first half, 24 points. You know what R.J. Lewis can do? Kadari Richmond, 12, 10, and 6. And the Johnnies are going to the Big East Tournament Final for the first time since 2000. And Adam, I'd like to ask you a personal question. Have you ever been punched in the mouth?
Yeah.
And what did you do to respond?
I threw a punch.
You threw a punch back, right?
We didn't script this.
No, we didn't. I'm just asking him live. So this is exactly what St. John's did. They took the first punch, right? They took it on the chin, and they said, you know what? We're the Red Storm. We got Rick Pitino, Kadari Richmond. We're going to respond with multiple haymakers. So when you look
Going to throw the last punch.
Exactly, the last punch, the deadliest one. What stood out to you about the way they responded?
I think that it was, man, you threw me with that one. I think what stood out to me was just the difference in the two styles. Like Marquette wants to spread you out. They want to have multiple dribble drivers, multiple paint touches, play drive and kick and make threes, and that's exactly what they did early. They got up that 15-point lead. St. John's wants to make it a physical, gritty game, and that's what they did. And then it was a 30-point swing. Think about it. They won by 16. They were down 15. They won this game by 30 points over the course of, I think, about roughly 30 minutes. They were dominant. And right now, I just think the question is, does he wear the white suit? I mean, is the white suit in the Garden coming back for the Big East Finals? I think it might, but we'll see. Only time will tell.
I would love to see it. It would be great cinema for the nation. And as you look at St. John's and Zuby Ejiofor, Adam, how important is he to their hopes to getting a deep run? Because we talk about Kadari Richmond, we talk about R.J. Lewis, right? You got Aaron Scott and other guys. How crucial is he to their success?
He is as important as anyone because, again, this is a team that does it the old-fashioned way. They are winning. You know, everybody talks about the math. Their math is based on an old-school, like, football philosophy of having more possessions than the other team. They are not winning the points per possession because they're not a good three-point shooting team and they don't take very many. So they're all about getting on the glass, getting extra possessions, and winning that way. And they don't do it without the big fella. And granted, they have positional size and mismatches in the backcourt and on the wing, but he is so physically dominant. It's a cliche to say he was a man among boys, but that's exactly what it was. I mean, he would have become the first player in the Big East tournament since Kemba Walker to get a 30-point double-double. He was one rebound away.
Ooh, one rebound shy. And listen, the last time St. John's was in the Big East tournament final in 2000, they won against UConn. And guess what? UConn has a chance to meet them at the final if they take care of business against Creighton. And Adam Finkelstein, he always takes care of the business. And now here's a look at Jerry Palm's projected 1 and 2 seeds. So he's got Auburn, Duke, Florida, Houston, no surprise there. And perhaps St. John's can creep up and knock somebody off here. Maybe it'll be Texas Tech. We got Alabama, Michigan State, and Tennessee.